Extra, extra, get your ANC games here. Extra, extra, get your ANC games here.
Welcome to ANC Extra. Coming ANC games will be Dragon's Dogma and Dead Island. What's happening in ANC World? On Wednesday we have our ANC Gaming League for Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. On the weekend we have tournaments on Saturday and Sunday, so check those out. On this episode we have a special guest.
Hey, I'm Jefftheworld. I'm a chip music maker from Toronto.
Okay, so what do you do and how are you involved in the gaming community?
Well, I started making chip music. I started gaming probably before I was making chip music, and that's a huge influence obviously on why I started making this kind of music. When I first started to make music I was making kind of some different stuff, but then at some point I kind of got into it and I realized, hey, I can do this cool stuff with video game consoles, Nintendos, Game Boys, Commodore 64s, and old DOS computers and stuff, and I was really inspired by the music that I heard in games, especially games like Secret Monkey Island, which was an amazing, had a really good soundtrack, and the stuff by David Wise, like Donkey Kong Country and Diddy Kong Racing. Both of those had like really awesome soundtracks and stuff. And so these games started to get me into it, and then I started to go back even further with the consoles that I was using Game Boys and Nintendos and Commodore 64s and stuff that were even before my time. But yeah, I've always been a gamer, and that was sort of what got me into this whole scene, kind of combining with my love of music.
You said that you were inspired by video games, obviously. And what inspired you to go into like doing, I guess, the concerts and all that?
A few years ago, 4 years ago, I had been making music kind of online for quite a long time, but up until that point I was sort of not comfortable going out in public and playing music. It was more just I would release it online anonymously, and I would release it like under a different pseudonym every time because I didn't want people to sort of know who I was. But eventually I got to the point where I'm like, yeah, like I like my own music, so other people probably will. And I got to the point where I was like, hey, I'm actually good. People might enjoy this. So we basically showed up. Nuit Blanche is this event that happens in Toronto every year. It's sponsored by Scotiabank in the city, and it's this big street art festival. And we kind of just went and crashed it. We showed up with a big, car battery with a inverter and some big, like performance speakers, and just started playing a show kind of on the street, and everyone sort of thought it was part of the art festival because it's that kind of thing. And the first year was a big success. We had like 500 or 600 people there, like in a crowd just on the street around us, and then we did it in subsequent years and it got even bigger. And that sort of launched sort of like doing shows all over the world. I did shows in Seattle and Montreal and all across Southern Ontario and Detroit and other places. So it's really cool to be able to do sort of just go out there and start your own scene. So we just kind of, we knew that we could do, just that street show, but that was able to launch us into a lot of bigger shows that we ended up doing.
Okay, great, thanks. Alright, so you know what? How can we find out more information about you?
The best place is jefftheworld.com. All of my music is available on there. You can also follow me on Facebook if you go to facebook.com/jefftheworld. Sometimes I post some little like bonus previews and stuff like that on there. It's a good place to interact with me. And there's also, I have my music on SoundCloud as well, soundcloud.com/jefftheworld.
Perfect. If you don't mind, can we see a performance?
Yeah.
Make sure to watch the full interview. Look forward to our hints, tips, and clues for the trivia of the month. Congratulations to Chop Shop Goods t-shirt giveaway winner. Do the same, and we'll be giving you another t-shirt next week. Thanks for watching, and game on!